Oh,
You're alive.
I'm actually nervous. I'm nervous. This represents the final piece of my Starry Night Van Gogh 1,500-piece puzzle. This is no ordinary puzzle.
When was the last time you did a
These
puzzle?
Wentworth puzzles are the best.
Never.
And they are really the hardest. And here it goes. In it goes. This, oh, 4 months. Look how it moves. Look, it moves. It's like it's alive. 4 months to put you together. Together. And just 1 second to take it apart. Feels good.
Why would you do that? I don't get it, man. Why?
It's Hugh Jackman, man. I don't know. You can't even hate him for doing that.
No,
too. Like,
it's
you
his,
can't even hate him for wasting all that time.
It's
for
his
one
puzzle,
gag.
man. It's his. You know, you do what you want. I
stopped doing puzzles once I realized you can't play with them.
Just when you realize they only have one function.
And because every kid has like the big block puzzle where you
Right.
can get it finished in like 2 minutes.
The stupid ones, the wooden pegs. Where
the easy ones. And I was like, oh, I'm done. And then my mom was like, okay, do it again. Like it's one of those. And you're like, no.
Yeah. Why would I put myself through that again?
Yeah, that was it.
I put some puzzles together. I feel like I never owned a puzzle. So every puzzle I put together was somebody else's puzzle, and there was always pieces missing.
I've sold puzzles.
I mean,
I've sold plenty of puzzles that are new in the box, or like those 3D puzzles of like Big Ben or whatever. I mean, those sell for like $25.
I mean, I feel like you can display those, the 3D ones.
Nah, I mean you can, but they look like paper.
Wow.
I'd rather make origami.
Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, what's good? How's it going? Hello. You are watching the Reaction Hour, episode 4. I am Gian Perez. With me, as always, Mr. Daniel Trujillo. Thanks for watching the other episodes, by the way. We're getting a lot of good feedback from you guys. If you're watching from India and you're wondering why we're not doing more Indian material, well, hey, I keep saying it. I keep responding to these messages, but you can send to that email. You can send to us on Facebook. You can send to us #ReactionHour. You need to send us more Indian material to react to. No trailers, no action sequences, no dance videos, no music videos, things like that. We're not reacting to that, but political stuff, funny stuff, send it our way. Email, #ReactionHour, etc., etc.
We do have some stuff though on this episode.
All right.
I mean, I had a video queued up, but since you said that, I think we should just segue to it. So a few weeks ago, we're a little bit behind on it. There's an episode of Quantico that was released, and there was some negative feedback to it because I haven't seen the episode, but I tried to read as many synopsis and plot summaries as I could, and basically there were Indian terrorists who were pretending to be Pakistani. That way all of the backlash for this New York, because there was going to be a New York terrorist attack, and there was a group of, like I said, Indian terrorists
Pretending to be Pakistani,
so that they would get the backlash.
Okay.
And there was I'm not going to say it was a huge backlash because the show got fucking canceled, so clearly no one's watching it, so no one really cares. But there were definitely enough people to respond to this to the point where ABC released a statement, and they said, ABC Studios and the executive producers of Quantico, let me bring that over there, sorry, and the executive producer of Quantico would like to extend an apology to our audience who were offended by our most recent episode, The Blood of Romeo. This episode has stirred a lot of emotion, much of which is unfairly aimed at Priyanka Chopra, who didn't create the show, nor does she write or direct it. She has no involvement in the casting of the show or the storylines depicted in the series. So that's the key piece of information that I did not mention. She was getting the brunt of all of this backlash.
Right, as if it was her fault. Yeah.
Exactly. You should know better. There's some tweets here. It says, I don't even know what sort of ridiculous narrative was this episode trying to set. Nonsensical stuff, being characterized as Indian nationalist, framing terrorist attack, and being brand ambassador. Okay, Anyway, have some responsibility, girl, Priyanka Chopra. What kind of stupid-ass episode is this? Indian nationalists trying to frame Pakistan. And then Priyanka said, I'm extremely saddened and sorry that some sentiments that have been hurt by a recent episode of Quantico. That was not and would never be my intention. I sincerely apologize. I'm a proud Indian and will never change. And that will never change, excuse me. Personally,
I mean,
are people not... Let's tackle this as filmmakers first. Are people not allowed to make the shows they want to make?
You know, I feel like there's certain subject matters where you're going to catch some flack. I didn't realize this was one of them. I don't know anybody. I'm not a political person. I'm not a military strategist, but I feel like
that's not a bad idea.
It's not that it's not a bad idea. It's that it wouldn't be the first time somebody's done something like that.
Right.
I mean, we've done it all the fucking time.
I know.
The U.S. is like that. Whoever wrote it is probably an American, and they're going by something the Americans did.
Yeah.
You know, the Vietnam War was a fake attack on a ship. You know, there's people out there who still believe that 9/11 was an inside job. You know, and it could be. You know, people think there was Israelis that did it. You know, I mean, so on. It's not beyond the realm of possibility.
As an artist, though, do you feel like you should be able to tackle a subject however you want to be
Absolutely. I think when you do a fantasy show like that, you should absolutely, if that was what if this happened? Like, this is what this is about. It's a what if. You know, this show isn't real.
It doesn't make you free from scrutiny.
Fiction.
Obviously.
It doesn't. No, not at all. I welcome the scrutiny altogether, but it's also very one-sided. I'm pretty sure I know who the people are sending in the criticisms. You know, it's not.
We get those all the time on our channel.
Exactly, and we'll probably get it for what we're saying here. So, but. You know.
And I haven't seen the episode, so it might be dog shit.
I haven't seen any episodes of Quantico.
Right, so
there's a reason why it's not on.
That's what I'm saying. It's canceled.
I'm one of those reasons.
Because you didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't watch ABC shows in general.
Right.
So
I'm just curious.
I mean, if I'm going to say one thing about this whole thing, is you got to know better than to come at the actress. Leave the fucking actress alone.
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, what do you want her to say? Like, hey,
she's not a producer.
Yeah,
she's not funding it.
Priyanka Chopra might be huge in India. She's not huge here. She's a crossover star. They tried to make her big here in the States, but she's not. She doesn't have the kind of power to say, I don't want this in the show. There's other shows where actors can say that. They could say, I don't like this. We're going to have to rewrite this. I don't agree with this at all. She's not that actor here in the States.
And not if your show's getting canceled, too.
Especially not then. Especially not then.
Because the show was already canceled prior to this episode even coming out.
Exactly.
So my thing is, you know, because what I didn't mention, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, people were saying, well, if Roseanne could get fired for her doing a racist tweet, why should Quantico, like, why should she still be on? Well, and then my mind was like, well, first of all, the show's canceled, so what the hell is ABC going to do? People were calling for it to end early, that it should end the show run early. Why? So you can lay all those people off because of an episode that you didn't sit well with?
Yeah.
I mean,
and it wasn't. I
haven't seen it. So it could be the worst and if I watch it and that's the case, I will take back every single word I said. But from a synopsis point of view, again, I don't know the history of the show, but it's not an Indian show. Period.
No, it's an
American show. So if there's going to be some controversy, throw it at the right people. Don't throw it at Priyanka. She's just an actress. That's my thing. That's my like. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Well, we can keep it in the world of this. We have a user submitted article. This one's actually submitted last week, but we didn't get to it. Something I guess we could talk about with the World Cup going on. So, brief summary. I guess Nike sends everybody shoes. I guess that's a part of their branding deal. They didn't send shoes to the Iranian soccer team, the football team, because of Trump's sanctions towards Iran and, you know, our recent pulling out of the Iran deal, all that stuff. And there's been obviously critics to this, people saying it's not fair, that those two things are unrelated, and that the quote-unquote bigger thing is that those sanctions aren't even in place until August. So, like, it's just... My question to you, though, so that's basically what this article says. You can read it if you want. But my question to you is, first of all, A, why is this a news story? Like, why does it really matter? Because Nike's a private company.
I mean, what website is this?
No idea. This was a user submitted from DW.com.
I never heard of the website.
Me either.
I mean, I think Nike not sending them the shoes is kind of bullshit. I think part of it is because they can't sell Nike in Iran because of the sanctions. So
it's like, why does it even
exactly
matter?
like we can't sell. We're not going to make any money off it. I think it's a purely financial move. I think it's also they don't want to get involved with politics. So I kind of see that. But at the same time, they could have just sent him the stuff and
then no one would have said anything.
No one would have said anything about it.
And then people, and further in this article was saying how they have to purchase their own gear in Russia.
Well, everyone else has free gear.
Yeah,
that's if Nike is the sponsor of the tournament, every team in the tournament should get the gear. This.
What I don't understand.
I actually think this should be a bigger deal, and I'm surprised that other people aren't bringing it up. It should be people should be chastising Nike for this because it's in bad taste. It's in poor taste.
So you do think this is newsworthy?
I absolutely is.
And I'm not saying it wasn't. I was just genuinely asking because I haven't heard this once on any feed or anything at all. My thing is, like you just said, if they're the sponsor, you got to eat it.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is coming from, to be honest with you.
No,
because I feel like they're trying to step in front of a bullet that's not there.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that. I mean, we aren't political experts. We don't know how all this stuff works, but I feel like it's a bit petty. It just seems petty and almost like just cheap.
No.
How much money are you really saving by doing it? I don't get it.
Not especially when your fucking shoes are being made for 65 cents in some sweatshop.
Absolutely.
When was the last pair of Nikes you've ever? Because you played basketball, so I don't know. Did you wear Nikes?
Yeah, I wore Nikes. Yeah. The last pair of Nikes I wore. I mean, I'm wearing some right now. I'm
how long do they last?
No, they last a couple years. I don't know. If you don't wear them every day, I have not worn the same pair of shoes every day since I was a little kid. I've always had multiple pairs of shoes to rotate.
So how much did they cost?
I got these at what's that place? It used to the place that replaced Mervyn's.
Oh, Kohl's.
Kohl's, yeah, I got them at Kohl's.
So they're what, $60?
$60.
Okay,
like
so
that,
they're soccer cleats. So what's a good pair of soccer cleats, Carlos? What, $120, $150?
Why Carlos have to know about soccer?
Because he's a fucking Mexican. $150. Okay, so then you're talking about how many people are on a soccer team? I don't know because I don't watch football. 20 people. 25 people. Okay, so you're literally less than $3,000 to buy the whole fucking pair.
Right, and you gotta get them the shorts and the jerseys and all that.
Okay, so
it's probably
$5,000.
Let's say I'm gonna say 50 grand. Let's just be like, let's go high end. It's 50 grand.
They can't afford that.
They can totally afford it.
Exactly,
it's horseshit.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
But no one's picking up on it, so
nobody's talking about it.
They don't care.
Maybe we can break this story and get it, turn it into something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure people are really gonna give a shit about that's because that's the thing, man. Even if you were to bring it up genuinely, people would in America for the most part be like, "Oh, they're Iranians. Who cares? They are the evil. They're the bad people who do the whatever. They're
stupid."
So, and my thing is, I don't know. It's a fucking sport. It has nothing to do with politics.
Like I go back to the original point. If you're sponsoring the tournament and everybody else is getting free gear, they should get it too.
If they really cared that much, they should say, we're not going to sponsor this tournament
exactly
for as long as Iran is in this tournament.
Exactly.
If they really cared.
Yeah.
If they boycott the whole thing and then Iran might get kicked out of the whole fucking tournament, then you're making a statement.
No.
Right now you're just being a little petty bitch.
Yep.
And I don't care about Nike one bit. I don't care about any of that shit.
I don't care about any of these shoes. The only company right now that would hurt my feelings if they went under would be Vans.
Yep.
If Vans doesn't exist.
Vans is my company.
That'll hurt.
It would hurt. It would fucking make me sad. It'd be the only shoe company that I'd give a shit about, to be honest. Fuck Converse.
Converse belongs to Skechers now, and the sizes are different. So I haven't worn Converse in like 6-7 years.
They don't have any soles. So here's a video that I'll let the video do the talking. Trying to get this rock
are gonna shoot out the side.
on this pallet.
Why?
I don't know.
Too far this way.
Transport it somewhere.
I don't even know the right way to do this because it's like if you go too low, the thing is going to press down on the truck. I mean, I know this isn't going to end well.
There you go.
Just. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Oh.
It just turned into a mini truck. Lowrider.
What are these rated for, Chad?
About 500 pounds, not 500 tons.
No, it was like 1,700 pounds. This is why you don't hire Mexicans to do a job like this.
Why would you need that rock? What are you gonna do with a big ass rock with a boulder? Like,
I don't know. Well, my question is, have you ever done anything stupid like that?
I'm sure I have. Off the top of my head, I don't have a story to share, but I mean,
I remember one time Carlos and I were driving to your place, and we saw some guy in a truck that size. If you can find the meme, Carlos, you can send it to me. I'll put it on there. And he had a full-on, not even the 4x4,
I remember
but
you
like
guys
those
sent me the
big
picture.
ass, like the big ass off-roading vehicles in the back of one of the, like it was barely fitting in there. But you know, I usually try to avoid situations that require logic like that, or excuse me, require you not using logic. I kind of just avoid that altogether.
I mean, I've done stupid things like my dad gave me 2 old cars, and he'd tell me to check the oil all the time,
And then you never did?
I didn't check the oil. Like, oh, it's fine.
But didn't you say that oil is a myth? Changing your oil is a myth.
No, the changing the oil versus your car burning oil are 2 different things. So the car, because it's older, burn oil, so you have to check the levels, and if it got too low, you
put more oil.
You crack the engine block basically without the oil, and
here's the picture.
I cracked 2 of them.
So this is real too. We saw this. Mind you, it's sticking out. Like, this fucking vehicle is almost bigger than the damn truck. And then Carlos added the aliens guy. Mexicans. Because it's true. It is true. Like, that is totally it's not even strapped down. I thought it was strapped in. Look at that shit. They loaded it in with ladders. Those are actual ladders. Those aren't even loaders. Like, it's just a ladder.
Hey, bro. They call that Mexican ingenuity. Right there.
Oh my God.
It's a truck. It's okay. We use the ladders.
It's okay.
It's okay. We make it. Don't you worry. It's fine. Speaking of Mexicans, it's time for our favorite new segment.
Gion's favorite segment.
Even though it's only the second time we do this. Latino or not. Daniel had a poor showing last week. He started off pretty strong. He got 3 right and then ended up with like 4 right out of the possible 9. Let's see if he can hit better than 500 today.
Like I told you before, I don't see race, skin color, or anything like that. So this is a hard game for me.
Right.
It's a good thing that I didn't get it all right, because I don't need to know what you are to accept you as a human being.
Well, and that means that Daniel once again completely missed the point of this segment. The point of this segment is to show how
racist people are and to continue
how similar we all look in this world where the racism shouldn't exist because of how similar we look. But I guess that's what flew over your head. Anyways, let's get to it. Just fun fact: every single person except for the very last one is a politician. All right, so what do we got? Latino or not?
Child molester, definitely.
Wow.
I'm gonna say by a style of dress that he is not a Latino.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. He is not Latino. And for bonus points, where do you think he's from?
Wherever Jared's from. Jared from Subway.
He's not from there. You got that one wrong. This is Rahul Gandhi. He is from India. He's a politician there. Didn't do enough research to find out what kind of politician he is, but got that first one right. Next.
Oh, man. This is the dude from Grand Theft Auto. This is Nico Bellic right here. Hey, cousin, it's your cousin. A terrible accent. Based on his style of dress, I'm going to say he's Latino.
All right. 2 for 2, Daniel. This is Nayib Bukele. He's from El Salvador.
That nose does not look Latino, though. I'm just saying.
Well, he is. He's a politician in El Salvador. Fun fact, if you'd have looked at his jacket, that's the Salvadorian. Well, it's not the actual flag.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have known that shit.
Yeah, that would have.
That doesn't.
Yeah, you ignorant. Next, what do we got?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. At first, I'm like, this guy's... He's definitely ethnically ambiguous. Like, if you were to say... If you could say he's from Iran, and I'd be like, oh, okay. You could say he's Saudi. I'd be like, oh, okay. You could say he's Mexican. I'd be like, yeah, okay. I could fucking say anything. I mean, you could even say he's white, like mixed. You know, his dad was from blah blah blah, and then his mom is from, well, I don't know, somewhere in the United States. I don't know. This one's a tough one, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to say. Let's see those eyes. Oh, he has those shit dookie brown eyes. Definitely a Mexican.
All right. You would be wrong. This is Selahattin Demirtas. He is a politician from Turkey.
Oh. Well, I
went to a lot of analyzation though, man, and yeah, that's. I felt like you should have stuck to your initial.
Iran?
Your initial gut reaction, but
what, saying Middle Eastern?
Yeah, I think
because I hit 2 Middle Eastern countries back to back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's tough though. I mean, you could, if his name was like Jose Luis, but with a good last name, like a strong last name,
right?
Like not just like Gonzalez, maybe Gonzalez, but like he could be the mayor of some fucking city in New Mexico. You'd be like, okay, I'd buy it.
It could be.
Well, first of all, he needs to like learn how to take a selfie. He's one of those people who like takes their selfies like.
Well, to be fair, this was a picture taken of him in an article. I don't know if this is a selfie or not.
This was like an expose where
it might be
child predator.
Yeah. That's twice, bro. You're accusing 2 people of being child molesters.
No, I said segment. The first guy was definitely a child molester. This guy, I was using an example as to how that original guy probably got framed. Like, that's probably how they caught the first guy. Right. You know, I'm going to cheat here, and I see a double L here. So I'm going to say...
anything. It could be French.
I'm going to say Latino. Based on that, because that looks like
okay.
M-I-L-L-E.
Okay,
which I don't know what word that would be.
Give me one Spanish word that ends with an L-L-E, please.
This one. This one. That's not even an E because it would be backwards.
Even though your sleuthing is completely terrible, that word's not Spanish at all. He is actually Mexican. His name is Heriberto Huicoche.
He looks like an Eddie Berto. He does.
That's once you hear the name, all of a sudden it lands. I mean, that's the whole thing with
his name is whoever his parents are. They got it perfect. Because like, I'm definitely curious to know like what he looked like coming out of the womb. Because if he was fucking just as ugly as he looks right now, and he was like Eddie Berto, that's what he is. And you're like, okay, that's perfect. Like, that's perfect. Right. Perfect name.
Well, let's go on to the next pairing. Don't let her Anglo looks deceive you.
She looks like Courtney.
Okay.
Kind of.
Courtney Sontag?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know why you I don't know. I'm going to say, since it's Latino or not, I'm going to say not a Latino.
All right, you are correct. Giorgia Meloni's from Italy.
Oh.
I thought I'd diversify a little bit. Throw some women's out there.
I don't know. I don't know. I would have to say Latino.
Okay, you are correct. This is Maria Eugenia Vidal from Argentina. She is also a politician. So that leaves you. Let's say you got the first one right. I think you did pretty well, actually.
That's all.
You're 5 for 6, man. But we got one bonus one. That's a tiny ass picture.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say not a Latino.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that the other 2 girls that you sent me last week also looked just as silky smooth brown like this and just as perfect, and they were not Latinas. So I'm going to assume that any fucking hot woman that I would have confused to be Mexican is actually an Indian.
Okay. Well, she's not Indian, so you're definitely wrong on that.
But she's not a Latino.
She's not Latina.
So I'm not wrong.
She is Valerie Abu Charka. She is Miss Lebanon 2015.
She's hot.
Yeah, she's a...
So are all these fucking bonus ones going to be Lebanese people? Is Mia Khalifa going to be next week?
That's right. Last week was Shakira. She's half Lebanese. This one was not though. She's
Mia Khalifa could be confused as a Mexican too.
She could. She could. There's a meme that all the old Puerto Ricans are sharing on Facebook, not realizing it's a porn star with Mia Khalifa. But
so you think she looks more Puerto Rican then? If they're
Mia Khalifa?
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of Puerto Ricans that look like they're from the Middle East. Lots of them.
I'm saying, do you think she looks more Puerto Rican?
No, not with that schnoz.
I guess I probably should be careful about. She's a sports analyst now, though. That was a different time.
No, I think she did scenes recently.
Oh, did she? I'll have to check that out.
I think she might be back at it.
But yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Look at that.
That was
6 out of 7.
That was
way better than last week.
It's better pictures.
That's for sure.
But since we're on the topic of like cute women and all that stuff, I think it's only fair that we we continue the trend. I mean, I think our viewers, they want to watch more beautiful things. I don't know. So let's watch this video right here.
This summer is all about showing more skin, okay? Show that big stomach, baby. Show them fat ass thighs, honey. Them flabby arms, them big tits, that big ass, okay? Show all that shit this summer. Stop wearing a one piece. Wear a motherfucking two-piece, bitch. If they don't like it, tell them, oh, motherfucking well. Honey, you gonna be unbothered forever, bitch. Honey, cover up this for you? I could never.
So
I want to hear her voice without that filter. I want to hear like
she wasn't doing herself any favors with that filter.
Yeah,
because I've never seen any bunnies that are that big. I'm sorry. I don't think that's a reality. I bring this video up obviously so we can make fun of it and laugh at it. But besides that, we actually there is an update to a video that we watched last week that we could not stop laughing at. And but we're returning to our favorite family, and like I said, there's an update here. I'm just gonna skip through the middle. And
best of them, this man was a former high school athlete. He's working every single day.
He said he's gonna lose the weight.
Slamming medicine balls, climbing up mountains. This man burning calories like herpes burns your genitals. This man cutting more fat than a butcher at a slaughterhouse. He took his health into his own hands and said, nah, I'ma get me right. And now look at him, looking like a pimp. Ladies, don't throw your panties at him just yet. He still got some more work to do, but he out here grinding. Look at the before and look at the after. He's putting in work. You tell him how you feel, Drew.
We out here, we at the Y. We're going hard every day. That's how we gonna do from here on out. Every day. Hard work, dedication, like Mayweather say. We're gonna do it like that.
Could you stick your dick in his nose?
I made that decision. I ain't playing with y'all no more. I'm out here. You with me, you with me. If you're not, you're not.
I mean, I really think you could.
That's how we gonna do it.
Look at magnificent.
So yeah, that's the update. I think it's cool. I mean, it's not. He hasn't taken a huge dent, but he's definitely getting there.
He's working towards it,
and that's good, man. I encourage that. We both encourage that.
Absolutely, no.
Like all jokes aside,
I think even the guy like with the joke, he wasn't like. He didn't go at him hard either. He was being congratulatory, I think.
Which is a good thing.
And I feel like sometimes getting roasted like that does help you. I'm sure like that video got back to him and yeah, he's like, instead of being all pissed off and eating himself to death,
he's like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's go out there. Man, my fat does look like two grocery bags.
This guy's right. Yep.
But
I think maybe
it's a positive thing to see people actually going and like doing.
No, for sure.
What they need to do.
I completely support him, and I'm glad. I'm completely glad that he's out there trying to save his own life. You know, really, that's really what he's doing.
He is
trying to extend that life.
But he's also making a better life for his family too, because he gets to be alive. Because that's the thing that's not fair about all this stuff. But for every positive, we have to counter with the negative, because that's just what this show is. And I mean, it's not a negative, but
Man, God is good.
Let's watch it again. gotta see it again. So he has a box of Krispy Kremes in his hand. I love it. That is hilarious.
Oh,
that is funny.
Oh my God, man. No, I mean, it's obviously staged. Why else would they?
I know it was a video. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Or,
why would they just?
Or they saw the guy go in there
And they're
so
like, this is gonna be a funny
Yeah,
video.
we're gonna fuck this dude up.
Would you ever do that?
No, man, that's messed up.
But we laughed at it.
We did. We did.
If you were a bystander and you were just fucking standing there,
I wouldn't jump in. No,
and there's two black guys.
all I'd be was
would
like,
you laugh?
Yes, I would. That's fucked up. That's all I would say.
Oh my God. Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
over the weekend, I released a video review for Race 3, and huge movie in India. It actually just hit the 100 crore mark, and there's only like 5 movies that have done that so far. Or maybe basically, that's top. That's huge.
Salman's got that.
Got that swagger, I guess.
He's got that kind of stroke.
So for those who haven't seen the video, you can go ahead and check it out. The link's going to pop up on the screen right now. I fucking hated the movie. It's definitely one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I wasn't the only one, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I had a few people send me videos of audience reactions of when they saw it, and so I'm gonna play a few of them right now because I think it's justified. This is a guy's race review. So he's going in the theater. It's fairly accurate. It's fairly accurate.
You want to hear something funny? My dad was so offended by your review that he's going to go watch it in spite of you. That's what he said.
He watched it?
He was like, how many F-bombs could Daniel drop
that's
into
what-
one? He's like, it couldn't have been that bad. I'm going to go and watch it because there's no
It
way.
is. It is
It's
that bad.
bad.
Your dad's going to call you and he's going to be like, fuck. He's going to say, fuck. Here's another one. This is a fan after the movie. He's clearly trying to forget the trauma that was Race 3. I had a few comments actually tell me that I swore too much, but you know, sometimes when I'm heated, man, that's my word. That's my I don't know what that's called.
Right.
You know, where you the filler word. Yeah.
It's-
Fuck is like my
It's a transitional.
it's my transitional word 100%.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show you I have terrible communication skills because Obama doesn't do that, and I'd say he's probably like the hallmark of someone who speaks well.
I mean, look, guys. We get it. There's movies out there that everybody knew was going to be terrible, so why even bother reviewing them? But, you know, that's what we do. Daniel took a chance. I guess the comment that's bothered me the most is like, why didn't you go and review this movie? Why didn't you go and review that movie? We don't get all the movies you guys get here. Like, there was Race 3. I don't know what else was there. Something else that's been
This
playing for a
weekend,
couple. Yeah.
there was nothing this weekend. Last week there was some Tamil films that I'd never even heard of,
Yeah.
and I could have taken my chance on that, but you know.
Right. No, he's going to do the movie, Salman Khan movie and check it out in the theater.
Well, the other thing too is like, not all of those movies are supported by MoviePass because they're so hard to come by.
Right.
They're promoted as special events, and when they're special events, you got to pay $16, $18. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to go spend that money unless it's a movie that I know people have been talking about,
Right.
or like I have an interest in based on the trailer,
Right.
you know. But
well, I think it also needs to be stated too, like we just don't get the same amount of Indian movies here. In LA, the Indian population of LA is tiny. I mean, I think there's one like little neighborhood in Artesia, which isn't close to us, by the way. Closer to Daniel than it is to me, but it's still not close. Not a lot of Indians. In the Bay Area, up in San Francisco, yeah, there's way more Indians, so there's more, like, at the local theater by my parents' house, way more Indian movies. When I was there this weekend, they had, like, 5 or 6 going on. But here in L.A., not the same, not the case.
And then the other thing is, too, and this is what I said in the comments, and I firmly believe this. This is genuine. I've told you this a million times. I watch all the movies, every single one of them. I don't give a fuck. This could have gotten a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes weeks in advance. they could have called it the worst movie in the world, and I still would have seen the movie because I want to see what the fuss is about. Just like your dad, like you said, oh, you can't. There's no way it could be that bad. I need to see it for myself. I need to see, is it that bad? Because people were saying the similar things about Tigers in the High, not as excessively, but I went to watch it and it was not that bad. So for me, if you don't want to watch a movie, more power to you. That's your choice. But to come after another person for watching a movie,
it's silly.
It's a little silly. I get it. I get it. I understand. But the thing is, it's like, I guess my thing is I'm, as much as the channel is for our subscribers, it's also my time.
Right.
I want to do with it. So if I could have watched the movie and not have posted a review about it.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want with your time. That's for, and I mean, that kind of, speaking of doing stuff for us, a lot of people, I feel like lately, the last month or so, we've had random people talking, hey, why are you guys watching this channel? These guys, they're making money off of you, whatever. That's a crock of shit.
We're going to do another follow-up video to this, but we can briefly talk about it now.
Yeah, if you think we're making money off of this, you're very mistaken. I mean, I would not be surprised if we make any money. It's off the ads. You guys probably got ad blocker on. I got ad blocker on, so I know most people have ad blocker on. You're not seeing the ads. You're skipping past the ads, and the ads themselves pay like a thousandth of a cent. Yeah, we can't say specifically how much because that's actually against the, and that's not a cop out because we would totally tell you because we don't care. But it's not because the thing that people don't realize is it takes time for us to record these videos. It takes time to edit the videos. It takes time to upload the videos, to tag the videos, to create the thumbnails, to schedule. It's hours. It's a full work week, and we're not getting paid minimum wage. Not even close. Not even close. Right now, I've done the math. We're losing $10 per video. That's what it comes down to. Right. So that's 7 videos a week, and those are just reactions. So those are $70 a week. Losing. That means we're putting more time in that we're getting, and that's not even factoring in dividing that money by 2, the money that we make. So there's definitely YouTubers out there who are making money. Yeah, and you guys watch one of them. And you know who he is, and you know what he does. And he makes living wages off of his channel. And that is not us. When we get 600,000 subscribers, then come at us for it. 100%. 100%. You can say whatever you want then. When I can pay rent with YouTube, when I can buy a meal with YouTube. We can't even buy I mean, that's just the way it is. And So, and it's a very small percentage, and we're not really getting triggered. We just want to relay that some people just feel like, because I was guilty of it too. You see someone with 10,000 subs, and you're like, oh, he's making a living. Yeah, sometimes if you're an American channel selling makeup or you're selling some other products, yeah, you probably are making money because you figured out a way to sell products to people. Right. Like something that we never do is charge people to watch our unedited reaction videos. So if something gets blocked, some people out there will charge, oh, it's only $1. Well, that's $1 that they're making that we're not making. Yep. And it's for over foolish things. So, I mean, the reality is people are going to do what they want to do to make their own money. That's their decision because this is a job. And that's fine. You can do that. But just the point of this... Just be aware of... Be aware. We aren't making the money that you do at all, to be honest with you. You think we are. Some of you might be just random haters that are stopping by just to talk trash. Who knows? It's not true. And it's just kind of annoying. Like one of the comments, it's one of the few comments that lightweight triggers me. Is the money one? Yeah, it's like that. Like say what you want. We wish. Say we wish that was a problem. I would love that to be an issue. We need to believe it. That's the thing. We haven't believed it. Believe it. We did not have a Jesse, whatever his name, video this week. Yeah, that's who it is. Anyway, so for all you out there, it's the World Cup 2018 in Russia. People are really excited. It's been a very competitive competition so far, and one of the most unexpected upsets happened this weekend with Mexico defeating Germany. Germany is the favorite to win the entire they're the winners of the previous World Cup. Yeah, they won last year, and they were favorites. Well, 4 years ago. People were saying that Germany could send 3 teams, and all 3 of them would have good odds of winning this. That's how good Germany is. But apparently not good enough. Not good enough to beat the Mexicans, who have never won shit at the World Cup. So to celebrate, there are actual Mexicans in Russia. How they afforded to get there, we don't know. Carlos said it first. Hit it, Daniel. This is great, by the way. So
So for our listeners out there who are not familiar with like Mexicans and parties that are thrown by Mexicans, that song is probably the most overplayed song
that song is
ever.
at every wedding, every quinceañera,
Every party,
every baptism,
every family get together. So this
there was an extended version of that, by the way, where everyone in the street was dancing.
This was actually before the World Cup started, this video. And I was going to put this on the video last week because I was just so blown away to see this many Mexicans in Russia. I'd be worried if I was those Mexicans, though, because Putin might keep them. He might send them over. I mean, him and Trump are buddies, so... Or he might like them. He's like, no, Trump... He might say, Mexicans, come to Russia.
Yeah.
We welcome you. You can build our walls.
You know what, though? They saved their money for 4 years to go on this. They knew the World Cup was going to be here, so they've been stacking their pennies
I can guarantee
just
you
for this trip.
I can guarantee. You know how I know that's a fact?
Vamos para Rusia!
Because I've had fucking Mexicans on my friends list. They're talking about, because they just announced that World Cup's going to come to Mexico and the United States in 2026.
Oh, yeah, they're going to go to...
They're already fucking saying, oh, we're going to save our money. $4,000, stupid wasting money? So what? Whatever. World Cup 2026. And it's just like... But at the same time, though, why not?
No, absolutely.
Why not? 4 years is a long time to save up to it. If I cared about football, I would do that.
I don't care about soccer, but Miguel wants to go to the next one. I forget where it's at, but I mean, part of it, I wouldn't go to Russia ever. Like,
I wouldn't go to Brazil. I'd go to Russia over Brazil.
I wouldn't go to Brazil for sure, man. That's nuts out there.
What if India
that and I'm
got
married.
It? What about India?
If India got it, totally going to India, guys, and I'm staying at one of your houses.
Maybe a different house every night.
Different house every night. Share me, please.
Airbnb, do they have that?
Tell your mom I need to be fed well. I'm fat.
This is a reoccurring thing now on this show. You know, what would you do in this situation? What would you do? You're the guy in the McDonald's coworker.
Okay.
How much? $3.75. Honestly, fuck the total. The total for you, 2 bands. All you gotta do is toot your ass up in the Chevy. Yeah, just all you gotta
bands,
do
bro. Just
dive
hop
through
in.
the window, quit your job.
Here,
2
show 'em
bands.
the money. It's really 2 bands.
2 bands. That's it. Just like that, 2 bands.
Oh, 2 bands? Hey, hop in the whip. Hop in the whip. Not in the window.
Just hop through. Dive through.
We ain't got no time to waste.
Oh shit. Just like that.
What's good, bro?
What's up, bro? 2 bands for you. There you
What's
go.
poppin'? Yeah, you want a wood?
I'm down, bro. Finessing the system.
Little dicks, big woods.
So, would you quit your job at McDonald's for $2,000?
In a heartbeat. I can go get another fast food job next week if I need it. Yeah, that's...
Would you quit in that fashion?
Sure.
That's going to get thrown on World Star?
Yeah, fuck it. Absolutely. You give me 2 G's? Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm very curious.
In a heartbeat, man. Those jobs are a dime a dozen. You can get fired from all of them and find another one. In fact, he's probably going to go and get a job in In-N-Out if he's in California because they pay like twice as much as McDonald's does.
Well, it depends on where you live, though, because $2,000 if you're in California might just be 1 month's rent.
It's a month I don't have to work, right?
That's true. It is true.
Yeah.
Here's another situation. Another what would you do? They're at Planet Fitness. The video says this 24. Yeah, oh, never mind. It's on the video. Okay, so
what's the backstory on this?
I mean, when I downloaded the video, it was basically saying that there was something private going on, like a girl.
Yeah.
You know, that he was cheating on her or something, because that's supposed to be her significant other. Kind of standard fare. I feel like this is kind of the setup to all of this shit.
Yeah.
But you know, if because we talked about this in one of the previous reaction hours, the Bill Burr thing, like that. You know, there's no right.
I mean, I'm gonna go right back to
that same video.
Should never hit a woman, but to say there's no reason to. I mean, I feel like dude kept his calm for the most part. You know, I don't even know if he really hit her.
He didn't even really hit her. He kind of just cause the real reason why I brought this up is, do you feel like violence is ever the answer in that situation? Like, clearly there's a double standard there.
Look, man,
there's clearly a double standard.
I think I think you kind of got to be. There's a certain line that gets crossed where a woman, if we're gonna play this, if we want to be, you know, because that's, if you think about it, that's a very sexist way of thinking about things too that no one ever brings up. Like, you know,
that there's a double standard.
Yeah, if you want to get treated equally,
there is a double standard.
Absolutely. I think there's a line that gets crossed where you stop being a woman. You know, when you start attacking someone, when you punch a man in the face.
But if he would have decked her,
he'd have
then
got,
you would have. Then it would have been.
I wouldn't have said shit. But other people, yeah. Like,
I
feel like you cross the line. If she's hitting you in the face, she's punching you, she's doing whatever to you. Like, if he'd have clipped her, like, if he'd have just hit her once and knocked her down, and just left it at that, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Now, he knocks her down, and then he just keeps beating the shit out of her on the ground.
That's two different things.
That's a completely different story. But there's only, you know, we're all human beings. There's only a certain amount of abuse that we can take. And I don't think everyone that says
I think some people genuinely believe that regardless, the man should just sit there and take it.
Yeah, absolutely. And those people have never been in that situation. But to be honest with you, they've never been in that situation. And we want to go culturally. I mean, maybe we can go that way. I feel like certain girls from certain demographics are going to take it to a level that other girls won't.
I'm glad that you didn't bring up race, because
that
transcends that. Yes, because there's everything, because that's why you have the stereotypes.
Yeah,
we've seen it in Indian movies. We've experienced it with fucking Hispanic women.
Yep.
We've seen black women do it. We've seen white women do it. It goes. I mean, I've never seen like an Indian woman do it. I got to admit, I've never seen like American Indian.
Right.
You know.
And that's socioeconomic too.
Right.
There's not that, you know, not a lot of poor Indians living in California. You know what I mean? We're
approaching that hour here, and I do want to talk about this. I want to get it out of the way. We'll make it a brief discussion because it's kind of been beaten to death. So the Me Too movement is still going strong.
Absolutely.
It's claimed another individual by the name of Chris Hardwick. Some of those people out there might know him from the Talking Dead, the Nerdist podcast, as well as other like nerdy things he does.
He's got that game show on E!
At midnight. So an article came out, or it was a confessional, anonymous confessional, from his girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. And long story short, it detailed a history of like sexual assault and abuse and kind of just controllingness, and basically painted this unknown, mysterious person in a bad light.
That everybody knew. She didn't name him because she didn't want to get sued, but everybody knew who she was talking about.
Almost immediately.
And it was mostly like the verbal abuse, like the mental abuse was the biggest issue with it.
They couldn't do things without his permission type thing. Like,
yeah,
why are you doing this?
Very controlling.
Right.
You know, she was basically, according to her, she was locked up in her house at all times.
And so, needless to say, when someone makes an accusation that's a woman, the man automatically gets punished for it.
He's shut down
immediately.
He's lost pretty much all,
regardless of whether the and me even saying this right now is like bad. Like, I can't even say the fact that that's exactly what fucking happens.
Right.
I mean, honestly, the only person who it didn't happen to is Aziz. Like, I feel like he's the only one that they didn't really. Because he wasn't on anything. He wasn't doing any shows. He wasn't really, but you know, it's he of course denied it. Chris Hardwick denied it. He denied it. And then today, it comes out that there was some text messages that were leaked to TMZ. Of course, the godfather of newsworthy news topics.
They seem to be on top of everything. Yeah.
So. This message, the text messages are pretty long. I won't read them all because they're fucking long. He sent like a fucking story to her, and I did read it all. And you know, literally, I can kind of see where he's coming from. I mean, if you want to read it, I can. But he goes into talking about how she cheated on him, and he thought he can get over it, but he really couldn't. And he's basically was saying like, I don't mean to throw any bad will. I mean, I guess I can read the first paragraph. Some things have recently come to my attention, and I believe I have much more accurate picture about everything that's been going on, particularly with you and Sam. I know you maintain that this separation was about your freedom and finding yourself, which I would be a dickhead to deny you, but it's silly to say that he has nothing to do with it at all. Mind you, this was 3 years ago, by the way.
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Even though we're technically not together and you have no responsibility to me any longer, it all started while we were together, and its continuation, quite frankly, almost destroyed me. I felt worthless, replaceable, and disrespected by your choice of a guy that I have to work with. I realize that my emotions are my problem, and now that I've had some alone time, I'm thinking a lot more clearly about everything. As such, I'm done with you and all of this, and I'm moving on. No more taking a break. No more maybe we can be together at some point. We're just done. You will now have no residual ties to me and should feel comfortable doing whatever you want. This should be good news to you, as you will now not have to sneak around LOJ and SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, nor will you have to pretend that you just ran into each other like at E3. And I don't plan on going public with any of this, and just know that I will never speak ill of you on the podcast, in stand-up, or on social media, or whatever. My position will be that we simply parted ways, and I wish you the best. It is my hope that you will do the same. And then again, he continues to go on.
You can. We'll put the link in the
absolutely
in the description so you can.
And so she responded, "Please don't. Please talk to me. Please give me 10 minutes. Just give me that, Christopher. Okay, this is all in the span of 7 minutes. I will always love you. I will always love you. You will always be my favorite person. I'm sure you will regret this, or I'm sure I will always regret this." And then she messaged him 7 months later. Hey, when can we be okay? Will that ever happen? We both handled this poorly, possibly myself more so. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have texted you. I think I just caught up in a way. Like, I'm hoping things that are awesome with you. So,
I mean,
is this?
I haven't.
Is the dick that good? That's why I brought this up. Is the dick that good?
You know what? I read her thing, and something. You know, problem is that you can't criticize people when they come out with something like this, because automatically you're accused of victim shaming or whatever. But it just smelled fishy from jump. I don't know this girl. I don't know. I never watched those shows if she was on a show. It just, Chris Hardwick's 20 years older than her. That right there, you're 20 years old. You're going after old guys. There's a meme on Twitter I retweeted last week about like old dude saying, if you're like a dude 46 years old saying, if you're a gold digger, like skip my profile, but they're only looking for girls 18 to 26 years
Right.
old. And the lady's like, what you think we're dating you because your good looks or your charming personality? Of course we want you to take care of us. And I think there's some of that. I think he's famous. He was important. Who knows when she got to LA.
My thing is, I think it's a mutual thing. I think that there's some validity to what she said.
I think they had a shitty relationship.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
And I think, why come out with all this stuff later? And now, of course, you got to keep receipts nowadays. And he kept receipts because they got out to.
That's a receipt to me.
That's a big time receipt.
That's a hey. If I've supposedly put you all through this harm, and you're trying to make it seem like I broke the relationship.
But she says she's got other stuff too. Like she says at the end of her article that she's got videos and pictures and whatnot. Like. So to be careful, like kind of a warning to him so we'll see what comes out after that. But I feel like this doesn't look too good for her. And I feel like people are keeping their mouth shut and not really opining on it. But I said it. I said, you know what? Sounds like if you're gonna put up with all that shit, you're doing it for a reason. And it wasn't because you were into the guy. It was because the guy was helping you out. You were making money, something.
Or the dick's that good.
Who knows? But I think it's just we're in a bad place right now with this stuff right now. Like everything is going to an extreme, and we can't keep going down this path.
It's sad. And then when people like Terry
and
Crews,
how much of this stuff is because of technology, because we're able to put stuff out
it's true. I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely some positive to it. You absolutely should expose Harvey Weinstein
you really should.
Roman Polanski.
You really should. But doing stuff like this, if it turns out that she's full of shit.
It harms the reputation of the Me Too movement.
It damages.
But so does not fucking helping out Terry Crews. Those articles that have been going around. I don't know if you read about that.
I said the same thing about Terry Crews this morning, and I wholeheartedly believe it. Terry Crews was when he started in Hollywood, was 300 pounds, defensive lineman from NFL. He had just quit the NFL, and you're letting some dude play with your dick, and you didn't say shit. That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. You know what I mean?
You're saying he liked it?
No, I'm not saying he liked it, but I'm saying if he didn't say anything, it's because he knew that, oh, if I say something, this might affect my career further on.
I know.
Down the road.
So I think he said that.
And that's fine.
But now he said it, and no one wants to come to his.
Well, because at the end of the day,
he's a dude.
It's because he is a dude, and because you could have said something, and because it probably wouldn't have affected your career the way it would have a woman. There's a lot of different factors.
So you think that that's fine?
No, I don't think it's okay at all. I think that he should have said something at the time. I don't think if he'd have said something straight out, it probably would have been okay. Or maybe like he could have done it before the Me Too movement. It's just a weird situation. I just wouldn't be surprised if he did it. If you let people do that to you, then you care more about your career or what you're trying to do.
Well, same thing.
Than you do about your own like
so because
your self-worth.
Because he's a man, then you feel like he doesn't have those same rules that apply to a woman fearing for their life. It's not the same thing. It's not
the fearing for the life thing. But if you're a woman and you slept with a guy or you let a guy like fondle you because you were worried about your career. You know what I mean? You already sold out. You sold out already, and now you're trying to collect that shit.
We're on the same page. Yeah. I thought we were on a different page.
No, absolutely. If we're gonna slut shame women or we're gonna shame them for doing dirty deeds to advance their career, we got to hold men accountable. Yeah. And nobody talks about that. And I find it really hard to believe that there hasn't been a bunch of gay for pay stuff going on in Hollywood. That there hasn't been like. You know, because I know
at least one,
at least one, and not one person.
We're not saying there needs to be a flood of onslaught of like every single gay person.
I would not be surprised if a ton of guys have let things happen just because it helped them move their career on. You know what I mean? And also not just gay stuff, but with other women, with older women. You know, nobody's talking about it, and the guys aren't coming out because they know. They know.
It's like those teachers in high school.
Yeah.
The kid, the 14-year-old boy,
kid never snitches. He just tells all his friends,
and then the parents find out. Yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly.
And I don't care. I'm not bothered by it.
Right.
You flip the sex on it. You have it a fucking 24-year-old dude who sleeps with a 13-year-old girl, and you're like, you better lock that fucking dude up.
Yeah.
But because the other way around is like, fuck, how'd you do it?
Right.
Because I see some of these fucking high school teachers. They're fucking hot. Like I didn't have any of these high school teachers. But anyway, that's a good way to end it.
All right, that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Keep on sending material in, please. Hashtag DG request, or excuse me, hashtag reaction hour. Make sure to send it to the email. You can send it to us on Twitter, Facebook, so on and so forth. But try to keep it to, if we can concentrate it to the email or the hashtag on YouTube, that'll really help us out a lot. But we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the review tomorrow of Waiting.